Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Town podcast. I'm your boy Chills. This is where we talk about the movers, the shakers, people that are making things happen in our area, all right? And I'm very, very excited to have this brother right here. No matter what room he's in, he is the most interesting person in the room, all right? He's so well known, people automatically know how to pronounce his last name. So I wanna welcome to the show the founder of Bridge Builders Community, my man Dr. Jackson Drumgoole.
What's going on? You silly boy.
Listen, you know you somebody can pronounce that last name. Boy, the first time I saw it, I'm like, okay, so what is it again?
We're going to break this thing down.
Right.
Phonetically.
Right. I said, I'm going to just call him Jackson, man. I don't care what you...
Man, it's a pleasure, man.
Hey, thank you for coming on the show, man.
No,
we know
man,
you're busy
you.
man doing some amazing things in the community. I said, man, let me get him on a podcast just to find out the extent of what you do.
Honored,
and then also, the reason.
Yeah.
The reason behind it, because this isn't like a small thing that you're doing. This is a big boy initiative.
Man, I appreciate you, brother.
So,
thank you.
and I know I met you right when you guys were kind of doing the groundbreaking things like that. But I know you had a life before Bridge Builders. So, what was Jackson's life before the Bridge Builders initiative?
Before I came back, first of all, I'm born and raised here in Augusta.
Really?
Born and raised here in the city.
Okay.
And we'll get. I guess it's kind of a full turn moment. Coming back here because before I left here, like I said, most of my family members were in foster care, right? Here in the city of Augusta, and so they're my why. They're my why. They're the reason why we're doing this. But I wasn't the dude to do the mission. I wasn't the guy at the time, man. I was a young man with zero discipline, zero structure, zero strategy.
I don't believe it,
bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I knew I needed to be. I knew the guy I needed to become to do what I'm doing today, and that's just had the wherewithal to say, okay, I'm not the guy that needs to be there. So I went to the military.
Okay.
And so that's what I did, man.
So that was intentional.
That was intentional, because I needed structure.
Wow.
Your boy didn't have any. I didn't have any discipline. I didn't have any structure. I promise you, man. And so I went to the military. At first, I went to the Marine Corps, and Marine Corps. They wanted me to do some supply jobs. I was like, no, I need to do something different. So I did an entry-level discharge with the Marine Corps. Okay. Then I went to the Air Force, and I was a computer technician in the Air Force, and I did that for 2 years. Then I did a conditional release from the Air Force and went to the Army as a private first class, and then from private first class to NCO, non-commissioned officer, from non-commissioned officer to field grade officer. So I stayed in for a total of 30 years. Of all these different branches and all this different mess. But I needed all of it, bro.
You were overachiever.
No, I needed all of that.
He said, "I want to touch every branch almost."
I needed all everything I got. I needed, bro. And so it developed me to be the man that I am today, to overcome some of the things we overcome, but just to respect and to be able to work with any group of people from all over the globe. That's really what I learned in that process, man. That's who I was before Bridge Builder. That's who I was becoming. Right. Before Bridge Builder, yeah.
So then after that stint in the service, you decided to come back to Augusta.
So truth in lending, and if my wife sitting here, she'll tell you, we did not want to come back to Augusta when we met 25 plus years ago. We both said we ain't never coming back.
Okay.
You know how it is. I ain't never coming back.
Right.
And I was living in South Korea. In Pyeongtaek, and she was living in D.C., and I was supposed to go back to the Pentagon, to finish my military career. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. We were trying to buy a vineyard and create wine and
that's that relaxing life right there.
That's our mindset. I was like, we ain't gonna do nothing. We're gonna retire and do this. And I was in South Korea, man, and something woke me up and said, I ain't gonna lie to you, God woke me up, man, 4 o'clock one morning and said, it's time to go back home, right? And I called my wife, and I said, sweetie, I know we say we'd never go back to Augusta.
Yeah.
But it's time to go back. And then she said to me, I was hoping he wouldn't tell you, because he told me 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And so I called the Department of the Army.
Wow.
And I said, hey, I know I'm supposed to go back to D.C. I know my office is in D.C., but I need to go back to Augusta. And my branch manager said this. He said, Jack, if it was anybody else, we'd tell him to pound sand. But we know God got his hand on your life, so whatever you need to do, we're here to support you. And they created a position for me over here at Army Cyber. And I came back here to Army Cyber, and I got here August of 2020. Started the nonprofit September of 2020, and retired from the Army April of 22. And
Wow.
so everything you're seeing right now is pretty recent.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty recent.
So you came back with the intention of doing this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
That was the whole mission.
That's incredible.
That was the whole mission, man, to get back here and to establish something that our city could be proud of, and that we can transform some lives. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And wifey was on board as well.
So the night I met my wife, I told you, May 25th, Friday evening, 2001, 9:47 p.m. Come on, somebody. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Do not play with me.
Right.
The night I met her, I told her this vision. I said, this is what I'm trying to do with my life. I'm trying to create a neighborhood to take care of young adults aging out of foster care and coming out of the justice system. And here's what she told me. She said, you didn't know this, but I'm a social worker, and I know all about that population. I would love to be your executive director one day. That was the night we met. And so she got the ring, obviously.
What? Absolutely.
And we've been on that journey ever since. So she's been on, but she's not on board. She's the heartbeat of it.
Right.
So we've been having these conversations for decades.
Wow.
This is the makup of our family. This is what
when you know something is
do.
divine to happen.
Exactly. These are conversations that we have at the dinner table. This is what we talk about. How are we going to transform lives and help people, help them to find, follow, and finish their God-given purpose, help them to discover, develop, and deploy their gifts to the world. How are we going to do that holistically and in a real way? You know, how can you take compassion and empathy and mix it with system, structure, and strategy? How do you do that? What does that look like? Right.
Because a lot of times you have the heart for it. I have a heart or passion for it. But if you don't have the processes in order, or if you don't have the funding in order, or whatever it is, it all needs to work together.
It's just a great idea.
Yeah.
It's just a great idea. And so again, that's what we experienced. And so we said, okay, you know, how do we do that? And so, you know, what you see today is a combination of all of that and building teams and putting, I mean, I got amazing people that work with me, man.
Yeah.
I you know, y'all see me as the face and the voice of this thing, but it's a whole system of individuals behind me with just as much compassion, just as much empathy behind this thing that's pushing it.
Right.
So that's where the real work comes in, man. Yeah.
So for people who might have been living under a rock for the last couple of years, let people know, what is the mission for Bridge Builders?
So we're building the city's first tiny home community to provide safe, affordable housing, life skills training, and all the wraparound services for young adults 18 to 24 years old who've aged out of the foster care system. Any displaced youth, 18 to 24 years old, we're there to provide that wraparound services for, all of the holistic care.
Okay, so why do you think it's such a grave need for that? I mean, because, you know, we sometimes we think about maybe single parent households or, you know, maybe those that might be, you know, drug addicted or, you know, addicted to alcohol or, you know, something homeless. But sometimes when we start thinking about foster care system, we're like, okay, well, you know, they were, you know, placed, they're adults now. Now they can go and live their life and go down the path that God had for them to go down.
Man, you said a mouthful there. Most people forget that these are young adults without family. These are kids that never had family, never had structure, never had someone to love them, somebody who wants something for them and nothing from them, right? So let's talk real quick. Some stats, just because you look like a math man. You
like some numbers.
You like some numbers. So I'll give you some numbers, right?
Yeah.
So there's over 250,000 kids in foster care in the country, right? In Georgia, let's talk Georgia specifically. There are 11,000 kids in foster care in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
Year after year.
Hold on, before you go, define foster care system. Are they with foster parents, or are they like in group homes?
So either or. So just with outside of their biological family.
Okay.
Outside of biological family. And so we'll talk about that too, if we bring that back up. Because we talk about the breakdown of the family when we talk about all these other systems. But so you got 700 to 800 of these kids age out of care year after year. Let's go back. When a kid's in foster care, they may bounce from house to house 9 to 14 times.
Really?
So you're talking about that type of displacement. Right, and we'll tap into that in a second. So you got 700, 800 kids age out of foster care. When those kids age out at 18 years old, 21 years old, whatever time they age out, the 85% of these kids have some form of adverse childhood experiences, meaning PTSD. All right, so from displacement, from abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse. So people that were supposed to take care of these kids and provide safety, security, and stability for them did not do that. So you and I, how old are you now? What, you're 26, right? You're 26 years old. Come on, my man.
No.
So you've built up some walls. You build
Right.
up some capacity to be able to handle disappointment, to handle change. If I right now said, grab one thing in this room and we're gonna go relocate to the next room. You probably grab something that's important to you, maybe your phone.
Yep.
And then we go to the next room. We spend about 15 minutes together. Say, grab one more thing. Let's go. We gotta go to the next room, and we bounce. After about 10 times, about 3 times, you're gonna get upset with me.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Imagine this kid without the physical, mental capacity to be able to manage that at 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. Not only that, but not knowing where his real mom and real dad is.
Yeah.
Being abused, having to sleep on somebody else's bed, having to borrow somebody else's comb, not knowing if they're going to be, just the stuff that you and I went through going to middle school, high school.
Right.
All right. And not having the best shoes, not knowing where you're going to be and who's really caring for you. All the things that we're trying to process.
Yeah. In addition to life.
That's my point. In addition to just life.
Yeah.
And now you're expecting this kid to just flourish and take off. Doesn't happen that way. So now we talked about the adverse child experiences. Then you got 71% of the young ladies that's coming out of foster care are pregnant by the time they're 21. 65 to 70% of the young adults that you see in sex trafficking come out of foster care. In Augusta, the number is 75% or higher. In Augusta, the number is 75% or higher that you see in sex trafficking come out of foster care. 55% of the kids that come out of foster care are homeless almost instantly. And 25% of the kids that age out of foster care, 25%, have some form of engagement with the justice system, thereby starting the whole foster care to prison pipeline, wherein 80 to 90% of the individuals you see in prison today come out of fatherless homes or come out of foster care. So all the things that you just mentioned, all the societal ills that you talked about, is really a breakdown of our families.
Right.
And so the Department of Family, Children, and Services, they do a great job on taking care of the children, but it's that family portion that we're trying to duplicate over here with Bridge Builder Communities. I can talk these stats.
Yeah, because those stats, man. I know you kind of throw them out like that, but like I kind of want to
sit in them, unpack them.
Right, yeah, unpack them. Like, what's the reasoning behind? You gave the stat of 75%?
The sex trafficking piece. Which one?
No, pregnant. The
pregnancy. So again, we talked about you have kids.
No.
Okay, I have 5. I have 5 kids biologically, and I have 500 by choice.
Okay.
I have 5 kids biologically. I have 3 daughters and 2 sons. I have a set of triplets, natural triplets. Right.
Wow.
All right. I am their first round of protection. All right. I'm it. So a patriarch, a father does 5 things. A father, he provides, which is provision. He provides vision. He patterns, meaning he models the behavior he wants to see in the household. He prepares, meaning I help my children to find, follow, and finish their God-given purpose. Right. I talked about protection. He avoids passivity. He does everything he does it on purpose. That's what a father does, right? That's what a father does.
Right.
These kids never had that. So that level of protection and that level of identity that young lady is supposed to get from that father, never got it.
So she goes elsewhere
to try to find that. Because bottom line, all of us are looking for affection, attention, and attraction. All of us are looking for that. All of us are looking for love. And so however she gets it.
Right.
Right. And because she's not protected.
Wow. And what about the justice piece, ending up in the justice system? What did you say?
So 25%. 25% of the young adults that age out of foster care have some form of engagement with the justice system. So again, same scenario. If you have a young adult that's engaging with a Gino, right? My man, I love Gino.
He's doing his job now.
He's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's doing his job.
Yeah.
But if Gino can't look and see that this young adult has a family structure or someplace safe for that young adult to go outside of the streets, it's probably best. I'm speaking for Gino. I ain't speaking for nobody in the city or none of our DA system. I'm just saying. But if there's no family structure there where I can look and see, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you in the streets, first of all, this time of night? 11, 12 o'clock at night. What you out here doing? That engagement piece, again, starts that prison pipeline, right?
Right.
Because bottom line is they're not protected. So who's going to advocate for them in the courtroom?
Now, and I know this might be outside of what your mission and initiative is, but is the foster care system or the foster homes, are they always a better option than the family?
No, absolutely not.
I mean,
No.
I understand the family might not be doing their thing. You know, they might deserve for the child to be taken, but it seems like the foster care system is lacking as well.
Absolutely. It's a broken system. It is a broken system, and that's the government. The state is not designed to take care of our families. That's not.
Okay, you better say it.
Yeah, that's not the mission. Families take care of families. Community takes care of families. I mean, I don't know how you grew up, but I grew up in Terrace Manor, right?
Okay.
I grew up in Terrace Manor. My mom worked from 3 p.m. to midnight. My dad came home. He worked from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. When he got home, he was asleep, right?
That's right.
And I ran the streets. We all ran the streets, right?
Yeah.
But I had neighbors and a community of folks.
Yeah.
That it's time to kick your butt to the house.
That's right.
And if I was at Miss Glover's house or Mr. Downs' house or Mr. Jones' house, I was gonna get the same treatment.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna get fed. I was gonna get the same treatment as I would get in my house.
Right.
Because we shared the same values. Mm-hmm. Right. Those values don't exist everywhere these days, right? So you talked about is the child safer with family? It depends on what those value systems are. Right. So if it's already a broken family, and that family believes in that we need, I'm just going to say, that family believes that we need to sleep with kids, or I need to drink around, I can drink around my kids, or my kids can smoke weed with me. If the entire cousins and sisters and brothers and everybody got the same
thing,
then you tell me.
Right.
No, it's not. So it's not. So it depends. Like I said, it depends. If you have a good family structure, then
the child is better off.
Child's better off.
But if not,
it's called kinship care. Go stay with your auntie. She can take better care of you.
And I know that's always the first choice before
Absolutely.
foster care. But going back to the foster care system, because this is an area I'm totally ignorant.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Are there standards held for foster care homes and things of that sort that they have to uphold in order to help these children become individuals who can become productive citizens?
There are standards, but again, they're overworked. I'm not going to sit there and bash Department of Family and Children Services at all. I know they're overworked. I know those case managers are extremely overworked. You're talking, I don't even know the ratio these days, maybe one case manager per 20 kids. I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm going to say about 20 kids. Can you manage 20 kids?
No.
I got 5, and I'm pulling I used to have dreadlocks before I got. I pull all my hair out. You feel me? But my point is, again, the federal government and the state is not designed to take care of our families, right? They put systems in place. Okay, well, you're there, you're safe. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to the next one, right? And again, I'm not gonna bash my case managers out there, my social workers out there. They're doing the absolute best they can, but they're not designed to do that.
That's a hard job.
It's a tough job. And so even what we're doing with Bridge Builder Communities, I mean, I shared it today. I needed to create an environment that I can influence. It's very difficult for me to impact anything that I can't influence. Hence my desire to build an entire neighborhood that I create the culture.
And that was going to be my next question, because we've kind of talked about the problem, and we see the stats. The stats are real. The need is real, because you already said, the state, the government, they're not designed to do this. So what is Bridge Builders bringing to the table that can kind of help lower some of these numbers and percentages?
Great question. So if you drive by the community over there on Mary Street, 1140 Mary Street, you'll see 26 beautifully designed tiny homes, right? Mm-hmm. Each tiny home is about 320 square feet. They're five pods of 5 homes each, right?
Okay.
Then we have the 26th home is for our cottage manager. That's the individual that lives on site 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You'll also see a huge 5,000 square foot community building. Inside that building, you have all of our caseworkers, our success managers, our therapists, counselors, full meal deal right there inside.
Right.
That's where they get their education. That's where they get their workforce initiatives. That's where they get their life skills trainings. Right. So in that same neighborhood, the housing piece that I talked about, that is literally about 20% of our program, because I needed a space where young adults could live for the first part of dignity, safety, security, and stability. Mm-hmm. I couldn't provide all of the mental health counseling and all of the workforce initiatives and the life skills training and then send them back out to a broken environment. I needed to bring them inside my gated community, right? And inculcate them with all of my, my success managers, my cultural leaders, and say, okay, you can relax. Close the door. That's your home.
You're safe.
You're safe. Decompress. Breathe. What do you want to do with your life? We're here to help facilitate that.
Because that's the foundation.
That's the foundation. That's the foundation. So
And it's hard for them to think about anything else if they're not safe.
you're constantly in survival mode.
True.
From 12 years old, 13 years old, some stepdad sneaking in your bedroom at night.
Right.
Your stepbrother or somebody else trying to stab you. You know, whatever you're going, all the trauma that we talked about, those adverse child experiences, all that stuff has to be unpacked, has to be put on the shelf and say, that's not your fault. That didn't just happen to you, it happened for you. Now here's how we're going to use it. And we're going to take you through the process to show you how to use that to catapult you to something big in life. You got a chance with us. We want to help you win. Everybody on this campus is here to help you to win.
Wow.
Everybody here. Yeah.
That's an amazing community. Now, we know it starts with the housing piece. All right, they feel safe.
Yeah.
You provide mental health counseling.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some of the other services, and are there levels to this to where, all right, we start you here, we want to build you up here. By the time you get here, you should be ready to go out and...
Yeah, absolutely. We have all kind of milestones that they hit, right? We have a whole, multi-tier levels that they get. But first of all, when they come to us, we do an individual success plan for everyone. Everyone does an individual success plan. Everyone does a mental health assessment just to get a baseline to see where you are and what your natural skills, attributes, and proclivities are. What is it you want to do in life? We do youth science assessment, MBTI assessments, mental health, all these other assessments, just to sit down with you and say, okay, here's a snapshot of who you are and what you say you want to do and what you can do. Great. Let's get you signed up and get you started doing these things. So we may give them 30 days just to decompress and just to say, okay, you're comfortable now. You're in a community. You're safe. Just breathe.
Right.
For 30 days, we're not gonna do anything. We'll you find your driver's license. Get your driver's license. Get your social security card. Let's go find your birth certificate. Get all your documents together. Show you, introduce you to the city of Augusta. Introduce you to your success managers and introduce you to some of our community partners.
Right.
First off the bat. Then they come to us and they say, okay, I want to become a nurse practitioner. And they assess that, hey, my God, this kid's pretty sharp. Well, first, do you have your GED? Nope. Okay, we're gonna get your GED first. So we partnered with Augusta Technical College, and they're providing all the GED. Matter of fact, Dr. Hooker, when he came down, he saw what we were doing. He said, "What's your biggest obstacle?" I said, "Man, transportation around here." He said, "Transportation? We're bringing the instructor here, so don't worry about transportation."
Wow.
So to have those partners in the area,
absolutely,
and we have a slew of them. So to be in our program, you have to work and/or go to school based off of your individual success
I was
plan.
going to ask you about that.
Yeah, you have to work and/or go to school. So we partnered with Piedmont Health, Wellstar, Arubis, Club Car, Easy Go. Chick-fil-A said they'll hire every kid that we have. And so all these kids, the whole construction team in the city of Augusta, like, we'll take 2 kids. Give me 2.
Right.
We can train them. We can pay them. They can do earn and learn programs while they're with us. And so they've already got jobs laid out. So they'll work and or go to school. They have to at least do, they have to meet with the mental health counselor once a week, and they have to do the life skills training once a week. Other than that, no guns, no alcohol, no overnight guests, no pets, and agree to go through our program and just hit those milestones. So everyone, again, because they have individual success plans, everyone's route looks different.
Right.
Everyone's milestones look different. But when they leave there, they'll leave there with these 4 E's, brother. They'll be educated, they'll be enlisted, they'll be an entrepreneur, or they'll be employed. One of the 4.
One of the 4.
Or at least 2 or 3 of the 4. They'll be educated and they'll be employed.
Right.
If they want to be an entrepreneur, we'll show them how to do that. We partner with the accelerator, the Augusta Tech Accelerator Program.
Right, absolutely.
And so again, whatever they need, again, I have 5 kids biologically, a set of natural triplets. All 3 of my triplets got 3 different designs, 3 different designs.
Right, 3 different paths.
3 different pathways.
Right.
And so I give people an appetite suppressant to say we're not creating widgets here. We're not creating machines.
Right.
We're helping that individual find, follow, and finish their God-given purpose for their particular life.
So with the program, is there a time frame on this? Like, hey, within 2 years, you can live in this community and achieve what you need to achieve. So you can kind of have, you can help, help more children in need or young adults.
And it's based off of their individual success plan. So if they come in and they want to become, let's say a CNA, a certified nurse, that may take a year, 2 years, okay?
Right.
And if they're earning a livable wage and they've gone through all of our milestones and ready to ready to move out into their own place in a year, 2 years, so be it. We help them do that. Some may come to us already. Hey, listen, I'm just in a bad spot right now. I already got a degree from Augusta. Like we met a kid. He already goes to Augusta University, right? He's a senior.
Wow.
And he's like, I just don't have a family, and I just need some of these other skills. I don't know how to manage my I don't know how to manage my time. I don't know how to manage my money, and I do need some mental health counseling. He may only be with us for 9 months to a year. Okay, so be it. Some of them may come in, and they may want to become get a 4-year degree, and we take them from GED all the way to 4-year degree.
Wow.
They can go to school for free in the state of Georgia, any state school, free of charge, from GED all the way to master's, free of charge.
Wow.
Governor Kemp put that legislation in place a while ago. But
now, is it specifically for
kids aging out of foster care? But most kids don't know about it.
And it's crazy because we didn't know this was such a big problem.
So my first 2 years, like I say, I came here in 2020.
Yeah.
We did our community stakeholder whiteboard session in October of 22, where I brought in all the city officials. Ian Mercer was in the room. Stephen Kendricks was in the room. Sean Epps was in the room. Dr. Jermaine Worrell was in the room. About 60 to 70 community leaders. And I brought them down there on a Saturday morning, and I started educating. Because for 2 years, I told you, I came back in October of 20.
Right.
Did this in 22. For 2 years, that was my job, to gather information and educate that this was an issue, because most people didn't even think this was a real problem.
Yeah, we don't even think about
What are you talking about, kids aging out of foster care? Kids are fine. I'm like, no, they're not. These babies are still out here struggling, and they're hiding in plain sight.
Yep.
Most of them are working at your Waffle House or working at, or I got some work at Wellstar who are doing well in the healthcare field, and they'll come to me, they'll come whisper to me, "That was my story. Thank you for sharing my story. I wish I would have had this program when I was growing up, because I struggled." I get more phone calls and more emails and text messages, or just nudges on the shoulder saying, "Keep going, because I wish I would have had this when I was growing up." So they're hiding in plain sight, but they're the most resilient individuals on the planet. They've overcome so much. And so we just want to put some scaffolding around them,
right,
to show you, hey, that we as a city are really here to support you, and we can help you to navigate what you need to navigate.
Now, this initiative and this program is so intricate and have so many different moving pieces.
Yeah.
Is there any community like this nearby where you kind of got the blueprint with, okay, this is what this can look like? Or was it something that you kind of built from the...
No, it's a combination of everything. I mean, so you're right, we pull from everything.
Yeah.
We pull from everything, but there's an organization in Oklahoma. Matter of fact, it might have been Jordan Johnson or the mayor or somebody who sent me a text message and said, hey, there's an organization in Oklahoma doing exactly what you're talking about, right?
Wow.
Called Pivot. And so me and my board chair, Joe Gamble, jumped on a plane and went out there and spent several days with him, right? And just sat down with the CEO, sat down with the project manager and said, hey, what are you guys doing out here? So they've been around for 50 years as a social service organization.
Wow.
They were doing mental health counseling and just social work. And about 2019, they start discovering, hey, these young adults are homeless out there. So they built their first 3 tiny homes, right? When we went to see them in 2022, 2023, they were up to 24 homes. Now they're up to 80-something homes, right? Wow. And so they've become our strategic partner.
Yeah.
And they literally, from day one, they gave us their entire blueprint. This is what we did. This is how you do it. Go.
Right.
And so I'm constantly on the phone with their CEO, constantly on the phone with their folks, saying, hey, we're here. This is what we're doing now. This is where we are. And they're like, Jack, man, you already got it. You don't need us anymore.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You good now.
No, I'm like, no, I ain't good. I still need you. But you pick pieces from everywhere, right?
Right.
Because it's just like a family, man. You know, you got, like I have social workers in there. We have therapists in there. We don't call them case managers. We call them success managers, right? We have a mama bear who lives there on site, you know, and so she's there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help them to navigate how do you cook spaghetti on a two-hour induction stove? How do you wash my clothes? Do I wash my clothes with, do I wash in hot water, cold water?
Yep.
She helps them to navigate that, just that mama bear nurturer on site.
Those things that kind of fall through the cracks.
Stuff that falls through the cracks. And so we've taken bits and pieces from all over the place, man, to make this work.
So it's dope that you kind of got the blueprint and you pulled from some other places. So, we talked about the need. We talked about what you guys do. But when you first came back and you talked about, putting this together and had the plan, where in the hell did you start? Like, with something like, where do you start with this?
Man.
It's so much that has to be done. Where did you start when you first kind of got everything down? You're like, okay, this will work. This is what I want to do. Where you start?
Man, that's a great question. Golly, man, that's a good question. I started. I mean, I went and bought some land.
Okay.
I bought some land over in North Augusta, right? It was 3 acres of land. It's still over there. I still own it, but it was in a terrible spot, right? And I was.
So is that initially where?
That's initially my brain.
Really? Okay.
And so I was at a youth leadership. I was at a leadership conference over in North Augusta, right? Over at True North. Pastor, shout out to Unique Mackey, man, for inviting me over there.
Big shouts out to Unique.
Yeah, big shouts out to the brother, man.
Yeah.
And he invited me there. And I'm in the lobby talking to the folks about the tiny home community. This is what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to do this for this population. Just in the lobby talking. And one of the guys said, we need that architect right there. There's a guy named Joe Gamble who was an architect who owned Gamble Virgil Associates, architect firm. He was over there with a slew of people around him, like a movie star, right? Hair flowing in the wind, the fan, somebody holding his fan.
Right.
Yeah, somebody holding his fan, man.
Security. No photos.
Yeah, no photos. Who are you? Get out of here, you peasant. You peasant, get out of here, And so I walked up to him, I approached him, and I said, hey, I'm looking for somebody to help me to price a project, right? So he sparked up, but it was one of his workers. I don't know. Her name is Joy Newberry. I don't know what Joy is one of the architects, right?
Okay.
I'll say his prize architect because now she runs the firm.
Wow.
Joy jumped in the middle of us, and she started listening. I said, I'm trying to build a neighborhood for kids aging out of foster care. I said, and I need help. I bought land over here in North Augusta. I got 3 acres. I'm trying to do a tiny home community where I can control the environment and protect these kids. Blah 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 blah. I'm laying it out. And she said, here's our card, be at our office on Monday. And so, not knowing, I went to the office on Monday, laid out my sketches, right?
Right.
Laid out what I was trying to do. Come to find out, Joy was a foster parent. And all of the stats and stories that I was telling her, she was just sitting there in tears. She's like, Joe, he's right. He's right. Nobody's going to help these kids when they age out. So Joe's sitting there like this, pulling his hair out. God, he said, y'all going to make me do this, aren't you? Y'all going to make me do this. And so to say where I started off I jumped out there and went and bought land.
Right.
But frankly, I'll go back, I started off assessing the situation. Everything I'm doing is from the Nehemiah principle. Nehemiah, I don't know, like I say, I throw Bible verses out there all the time, man.
I receive it.
Yeah. But everything I'm doing is from the book of Nehemiah. That's really biblical change leadership and biblical change management. Assess the situation first. Well, the first thing Nehemiah did, the same thing I did, was, God, can I do this?
Right.
Should I do this? If you don't tell me to do it, I can't do it. If it's your deal, it's your bill.
Right.
If it's your deal, it's your will, it's your bill.
Right.
Right. And so once I got the key that it was something that literally God was saying, yeah, this is a God-sized problem, and I'm sending you to do this. Right. Once I got that nod that it was okay, God, I can go do it. Then I did exactly what Nehemiah did. I started assessing the situation, and for 2 years, I literally went around from desk to desk, office to office, from the federal government to the state level to the local level, and say, what are you doing for this population? What are you doing? Where are the gaps?
Right.
Right. And so I found out the gaps were housing, right? Housing, because you have a scattered living. It's called the Independent Living Scattered Program, right? Where kids are in apartments, or they're staying in hotels, or some of them staying in lobbies, some of them staying in Section 8 housing. But who checks on these kids? What accountability is there?
Yep.
Right. And then you still, like we talked about before, you still put the milestones on these kids. Like, you got to get your GED, you got to work. Well, I don't have a car. I don't know how to get to the grocery store.
Right.
I have no clue. I don't even know what my Social Security card is. And now you expect me to do this stuff?
And have that, the determination and that discipline to actually do it.
And then you tell that caseworker, I need you to check on this kid every week or once, but I'm 18 years old, I'm 19 years old.
Right.
I don't have the requisite skill set as it is. What were you doing at 19 years old? If somebody gave you a doggone apartment by yourself, come on, somebody.
Party, let's all get weights.
Come on now. And so that's the whole point. And so I found out all the programs and the services were there in the city of Augusta. Augusta, man, we are full of nonprofits. We have the most nonprofits in the state of Georgia, right?
Yeah, per capita, yeah.
Okay. And all the services are here. And I asked one question. What happens after 5 p.m.? Where do they go? And nobody knew the answer, right? So I said, okay, that's the solution. I'm going to build a neighborhood. We're going to build a neighborhood. That way we can control the environment.
Right.
We can impact and influence the area, and we can really make change. We can't make transformation. We can't make transformation outside of that. And so when I found out that was the issue, then I started doing my scouting, doing my whiteboard meetings with different leaders and finding out, okay, what can everybody bring to the table?
Right. So those partnerships and those relationships were paramount.
They were
in bringing this together.
They were strategic. They are strategic. They're paramount. I cannot do any of this without our community partners. Everything is based off of partnership. Everything.
Right.
Everything. You don't want me counseling your kids.
Right.
That's the last thing you want. I'm disgusting.
Right.
I'm despicable at counseling kids. You don't want me counseling kids.
Listen, that ain't your testimony.
That ain't my strength. But I can build teams together.
Right.
I can lead efforts. I can communicate decently, and so that was my point. My job is to inspire. My job is to encourage. My job is to help build. My job is to keep the thing going, right?
Right.
I say there's three things you absolutely have to have for any cultural change to stick. You have to have legislation, laws. You have to have administration, business structure and order, and you have to have inspiration, right? Somebody has to spark it. Somebody can be a fire.
Right.
That's my job, right? I'm gonna bring the fire.
Right.
I'm gonna bring some administration, but I have to partner with my Jordans, my Jordan Johnsons. I got to partner with my Mayor Garnett. I have to partner with whoever's in office that can help facilitate this. Burt Jones. I don't care if it's governor. I don't care whoever's in that seat. Whenever the seat. Whoever's in that seat, you have to partner with those individuals to say, hey, this is where the interests converge. You want healthy people employed in the state of Georgia to pay taxes, right? Mm-hmm. I have 11,000 of these kids that's going to enter the workforce eventually. Right. I can take care of these 11,000. You can take care of everybody else.
Yeah.
I can make sure these kids right here are going to be educated, going to be employed, going to be smart, going to be going to have their mental health in order, and I can present them to you all day long.
Right.
But I need your help. Put laws in place, and so that's what we work with legislation to do that.
And that initiative is bigger than whoever's in the seat.
Whoever's in the seat.
Whatever side of the aisle it is, whatever.
Listen. If I don't pick a side.
Yeah.
Whoever takes care of these babies.
Right.
Take care of these babies. Take care of our people.
So as of right now, where are you in the process of Bridge Builders?
Yeah. So buildings are up. Buildings up. It's looking great over there. Our community building should be complete here in the next 60 days. Landscaping will get started here in the next, honestly, 45 days. They're putting fence up this week or next week. We should have our ribbon cutting this fall and taking kids in this fall.
Really?
Yeah.
So this fall, that vision that you had over 30-something years ago.
It should be we be walking on property and putting some kids in the houses, man, and seeing some lives transformed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, excited.
So how do you guys select the young adults who are part of the program?
Yeah, so we have our intake form. It's all over the state of Georgia right now, and those who apply, they can either self-referral, family referral, DFACS referral, high school referral, college referral, wherever they come in, and we select them based off of who can best live in their community. So they can't. No kid. We're not taking young adults with kids right now. This neighborhood is not set up for that. No extreme violent cases. Right, no major felony charges. We recognize some kids gonna have some stuff going on.
Right,
no major felony charges like arson or rape or something that they can't live in we don't want them living in a community.
Right, exactly.
It won't be safe because again, I'm trying to create a culture.
Right,
and bottom line is you gotta have some want to.
Gotcha.
They gotta have some. If they gotta have more skin in the game. If you want it, I want it for you. I want it with you.
Right, but you can't want it more than that.
I can't want it more than you.
Yep.
If you want to go to Mars, strap up, we're going.
Right.
But if you want to sit here on the front porch, eat Cheetos, we ain't doing that. That's not what we're doing. I mean, we put too much work in this. But if you want to work, we want to come alongside, man. And listen, I will bend over backwards, and I got partners who will do the same thing. We will bend over backwards to make sure that you win in life. But if you don't want it, we don't want it for you.
Now, come fall, how many young adults will you be able to serve?
Again, we have 25 houses.
Okay.
We have 25. We'll house 25, but we'll serve all the kids.
That's really my next question.
So all of the life skills training, all of the partnership training, all of the educational training, that's what our community building is for. Our community centers is for just that. So we're going to make sure we educate all of the young adults in whoever comes to us.
Right.
We want to make sure that everyone has what they need, but we'll be able to house those kids. So if a young adult is living with a single parent and they still need all of these milestones to hit them, we give you the schedule. Come on through. If you want some financial literacy training, we partner with multiple banks in the area. They're going to come in and do that training, showing how to invest, showing how to buy insurance, all of our community partners, show them how to purchase a home, show them how to buy a car, show them how to change a tire, show them how to change their oil, show them how to cook a meal, show them how to grocery shop. So because it's a way to grocery shop now. You can't just go on the show. I know you go straight to the store and go straight to the doggone snack aisle.
Listen, as long as it's on my list, and 9 times out of 10 it's on my list.
I'm gonna need you to go. I'm gonna need you to go to the right.
Outer, right?
I need you to go to the outer first. Go around the corner. Then you can go inside. But that's a way to do it, right?
Right.
And so we teach individuals how to do that. We partnered with the UGA Extension Program. They teach home economics.
Yep.
It's those basic things that you and I probably still take for granted today. Some things we probably didn't even get growing up. Right.
That's right.
But we'll have it available for all the kids. We'll be able to serve everybody.
Wow.
I say everybody, but we'll serve all the young adults in the area.
And that's awesome to see that something that you put out there over 30 years ago finally about to come to fruition. And I know when it's delivered from God, it hit a little different, right?
Yeah.
But throughout this process and navigating, was it ever a point or a period when you say, you know what, this might not work?
Every day.
No, really?
Right, every day.
Was it ever like that big hurdle, like, I just don't see how we can...
Every day.
Really?
Listen, I don't know what... people can fake all they want. I'm being 100%. I can't think of a day that I'm thinking, oh yeah, I got this licked. Oh yeah, this. No, every day. Listen, first of all, no one takes a salary from this. I don't take a salary from this. I work a full-time job at Wellstar. Wow. I got a full Army retirement, right? Yeah. Not that I don't need the money,
right?
But we don't take a dime for this. Nobody on my board gets paid from this. I pay one administrator, right, to help me to administrate things,
right?
But all the money that we've raised, and we've raised a significant amount of money, you can go down on Mary Street and you can see it. Right. Everything goes to the builders. Everything's been going to the building this neighborhood, right? And so every day I'm waking up saying, man, where are we gonna get how are we gonna make it work? And all of a sudden, something happens.
Yep.
So, my prayer every morning, I promise you, I get up every morning about 3:30, right? God will wake me up every morning about 3:30 a.m. And I sit there and strategize with him.
Yep.
Yesterday morning, I'm saying, God, I need $5 million. I need $5 million because I need operating capital, and I need to do this, and this. And it paralyzed me. I wasn't even front. It paralyzed me, man, to get out of bed, to put my feet on the floor, because I'm like, man, where am I gonna get $5 million from?
Right.
You know what I mean? And not saying the $5 million came yesterday, but I started to see that, first of all, that God will supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory, not mine. So it's his bill. It's his deal, his will is his bill.
His bill.
And I see things starting to unfold. And so, yes, every day, man, I'm like, man, this ain't gonna work. I don't know how he's gonna do this.
Right.
But then next thing, I wake up the next morning and boom, it works out. So I just have to trust. I have to trust yesterday's faith for tomorrow's faith.
Right.
Yeah. I have to trust what I see already. I go over to the houses sometime, bro, and I just sit inside the houses and say, God, if you did this, then you'll do that.
Absolutely.
That's my confession.
And speaking of support, what can we as a community do in a process prior to the community opening?
Yeah.
And then what will you be looking for after the community opens that we as a community can do to kind of help?
Oh man, great question. I mean, every nonprofit needs money, so we're gonna always need money. So you that's always in there. But I need prayers. We need partnerships. So whatever you bring to the party, like I had one guy that says, man, we can provide haircuts to every kid. Man, perfect.
Right.
Perfect, man. Excellent. So we need that. We had another beautiful couple that just makes quilts. So we got like 30 quilts right now sitting in storage.
Wow.
We had another organization, the Epitelio Group, that a bunch of retired dentists, doctors, and architects who every Thursday they got together and they do woodworking. They made all of the tables and chairs and closets for every tiny home.
What?
Exactly. So whatever you bring to bear, bring it. We need it. If you're a tutor, if a person's a tutor and they can teach math, I'm gonna need these kids to help. I need some help getting these kids through their GEDs.
Okay.
All right. Whatever. However a person can bring, because again, I'm not trying to do. I'm not just talking stats and figures all day long. I'm trying to build family.
Yep.
I need aunties and uncles. I need big brothers and big sisters. I need people that care about these kids, that want something for them and nothing from them.
Wow.
Trying to create community. That's what we're
Now,
doing.
if somebody was interested or wanted to, help out in some type of way, can they do that through the website?
Go to the website. We have a link for a strategic partner and volunteer donations. All that is there. Everything's laid out on the website. Folks can partner with us in any way they so choose. It's amazing, man, how it is. I love my city.
Yeah.
When I said earlier we never wanted to come back because we didn't know Augusta like we know Augusta.
Yeah.
Man, we have some beautiful people in this city, man. Brilliant folks who really care and just need to find a way to get plugged in.
Right.
And we're honestly, man, we're one of those organizations that we're going to do what we say we're going to do, and we're going to do it at scale, and we're going to do it with excellence.
I love it. Now, I know you guys just had a gala, right?
Yeah.
How was the turnout for that? And is that something you do annually?
We do that annually. It's our second annual one. We sold out 2 years in a row.
Okay.
Thank God for the city of Augusta, man. We love this city. I think we made probably close to about $200,000 that night.
Nice.
So all the money goes straight to the organization. And again, just great participation, man.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Man, listen, I love what you're doing in the community, man. Thank you for educating us on everything, man.
Thanks for having me.
You got my mind thinking now of, what I can do to help and add value, because we're all responsible for helping out in some way to bridge builders.
Bro,
time, talent, treasure.
That's it, man.
Right?
We're building bridges to a brighter future, man.
Right.
For everybody. It truly is for everybody.
Yeah.
I keep telling people, man, I'm 56 years old.
Really? I was gonna say 24.
I take that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I receive that. And I say I'm gonna live another 50 years, right?
Right.
But I got 50 more summers left. I got 50 more summers on this planet. Hear that? Hear me. Hear my heart. I need the next generation to win. I need them to win now. So I got to do everything I can to deposit into them, to give them what they need, so they can carry this torch. Because I got some places to be. Listen, I'm gonna have enough light to light their torch, but I still need to light mine too. So, man, we are in this thing together.
Well, when people say Dr. Jackson Drumgoole, what do you want them to think about?
Man, legacy. I like that. Generational thinker.
I like that.
Yeah.
Listen, you do so much for the city, man. I like to pull the curtain back and say, what do you like to do in your free time? Do you even have any free time?
Man,
or do you spend your free time in the tiny homes knocking on stuff like, guys, you did it before? Because sometimes you have to decompress. You have to take a breath.
Yeah.
So the mind will function, correctly. So what do you do to just kind of...
I go in the woods. I got a tent. I got a sleeping bag.
Really?
Bruh. And you throw me out there for like 3 days and come back and get me. I go sit in the woods, brother, and I just get my logs, and I light my fire out there, and I sit by the water, and I just listen to quietness. I listen to, bro, that's my thing.
Listen, I stay out there for about 3 hours with you. After that, like, all right, Jackson, man, I'm holler at you.
My wife said the same thing. She said, I ain't going out there with you. Go out there.
Really? Yeah, so that's how you...
That's how I decompress, man. I go out there, and I just breathe, man, and just listen to nothing. Yeah, and quiet my mind. That's right. And then it's crazy. All my ideas just flow. Yep. And I'm on the phone calling everybody. Aren't you supposed to be in the woods?
Right. Well, hold on. I wanted to holler at you before it left me.
Yeah, that's it, man. But that's
wow.
Thing, man. Yeah.
I love it. Well, listen, man, I'm so thankful to have you here in our community.
Oh,
thankful
man, I'm honored,
for everything that you're doing. And please, time, treasure, talent, whatever you have, bridge builders can use that. So please go to the website. Reach out to them. I'm sure you have like a contact now form or something like that where they can reach out and say, hey, this is what I would like to do. You can also donate. But this is something that has to happen. We can't ignore it now that we know that it's an issue. Yeah. We can't say, oh, I was ignorant. I didn't know that. Yeah. Now we know. What are we going to do about it?
What are we going to do about it? Well, we're here for you, man.
Hey,
appreciate
keep
you,
on doing it, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
My man, Dr. Jackson Drumgoole, Bridge Builders Community. Make sure you support. Definitely somebody that's making our community better. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Talkin' the Town podcast. We will be back with somebody moving, shaking, and making things happen in the city. But until then, your boy Chills, officially out the building.